Today, we are digging into Google's Gemini 3 Flash. And look, this isn't just another incremental update. We're talking about a model that promises to completely change the game for artificial intelligence. So what is all the fuss about?
For the longest time, the entire world of AI has been stuck with this really frustrating trade-off. You could get a model that was super fast, or you could get one that was really, really smart. But getting both? No way.
And this choice, it created a huge bottleneck. Do you build an app that feels super responsive but is, well, kind of dumb? Or do you build one that can solve ridiculously complex problems but is painfully slow and costs a fortune to run? This dilemma has been a massive brake on innovation for years.
But what if that rule just doesn't apply anymore? What if you could have it all? Well, a new model has just hit the scene, and it claims to completely shatter that compromise, offering top-of-the-line intelligence at blistering speeds. And that model is Gemini 3 Flash.
Now, this isn't just another model being added to a long list. No, Gemini 3 Flash is being set up as the new default. It's already powering Google's biggest products. We're talking the Gemini app, AI mode in search. That is a massive, massive vote of confidence.
And this right here is the most crucial point. Google isn't selling this as some kind of stripped-down, light version of its bigger Pro model. They're actually calling it a frontier intelligence engine. The strategy is pretty clear. Give you the absolute best reasoning and capabilities, but wrap it all up in an unbelievably efficient package.
Okay, so the big question is, how on earth did they pull this off? How do you get pro-level thinking without that pro-level size and all the cost that comes with it? Well, the answer isn't just about making things bigger, it's about being way, way smarter in how the model is actually built and trained.
So, a key technique here is something called distillation. The best way to think about it is like a master chef. That's Gemini 3 Pro teaching an apprentice, who is Gemini 3 Flash. Now, the chef doesn't just hand over recipes. No, they teach the core techniques, the reasoning, the intuition behind what makes a dish incredible. And the result? The apprentice can create the same Michelin star quality food, but way more efficiently.
Another huge leg up is its architecture. A lot of other models handle text, images, and audio with separate parts that feel kind of glued together, And that can be really clunky. Gemini 3 Flash is built differently. It's natively multimodal from the ground up. It processes everything, text, images, audio, as one single unified stream of data. This lets it see connections and patterns that other models might completely miss, leading to a much deeper understanding of the world.
And the hard data is where things get really, really interesting. Look at this. On PhD-level science questions, Flash is nipping at the heels of its bigger sibling, Pro. But check out multimodal reasoning and competition math. It actually scores slightly higher in some of these tests. This proves it's not some compromise model. It's a true powerhouse in its own right.
And this chart just brilliantly illustrates that point. On a benchmark called SWE-bench, which is designed to test an AI's ability to fix real-world software bugs, the smaller, faster Flash model actually beats the larger Pro model. It's wild. This kind of suggests that for certain really complex tasks, being hyper-efficient and fast can actually be more valuable than just raw, brute force size.
Okay, so beyond just raw performance, the next layer of innovation here is all about control. For the very first time, developers aren't just using the model, they can actually direct how it thinks. And let me tell you, this is an absolute game changer for building reliable AI applications.
Think of these thinking levels like a gearbox in a car, right? You've got different gears for different situations. Minimal is like first gear, perfect for high-speed, simple stuff like a basic chatbot. But high? That's for when you're on the highway, tackling complex, PhD-level problems. This lets developers dial in the precise amount of brain power they need, optimizing for speed and cost with incredible control.
Now, to solve that classic problem of an AI forgetting what it's doing in the middle of a big task, Gemini 3 introduces something called thought signatures. It's basically like leaving a digital breadcrumb trail. At each step, the model generates a signature that captures its internal thinking. The developer then just passes that signature back in the next prompt. It's a simple mechanism, but it gives the AI a reliable memory. It turns it from just a simple predictor into an agent that can actually follow a plan.
So you've got this amazing combination of intelligence, speed, and control. And as you can imagine, that has massive economic implications. Gemini 3 Flash isn't just a technical achievement. It's designed to completely rewrite the financial rules of building with AI.
This is the number that has everyone's jaw on the floor.
50 cents. 50 cents to process 1 million tokens of input. Now, a token is just a piece of a word, and 1 million of them is roughly 1,500 pages of text. This price point makes super sophisticated AI accessible at a scale we have just never seen before.
So where does that price fit into the market? Well, while it's not the absolute rock-bottom cheapest thing out there, it aggressively undercuts all of its main high-performance rivals. It's creating this brand new sweet spot. You get top-tier intelligence, but at a mass-market price.
But the price disruption doesn't even stop there. For any app that needs to repeatedly use the same large documents, think a company handbook or a huge legal library, there's a feature called context caching that can slash costs by an incredible 90%.
Let's make that real for a second. Imagine an AI agent built to answer questions about a massive library of legal contracts. Without caching, 1,000 questions might cost you $250. With caching, that same job costs just over $25. That is a 10x cost reduction, and it suddenly makes these kinds of high-volume applications totally affordable for the first time. So, what does this all add up to? You've got a fast, smart, controllable, and cheap AI. The bigger vision here is to finally move past simple assistants and start building a future of truly autonomous AI agents that can plan and execute complex jobs for us.
And to make this happen, Google built a new platform called Antigravity. You should think of it less like a code editor and more like a mission control for AI agents. Developers can manage multiple agents at once, they can review their plans before they start working, and they can even watch them use a web browser to do research or test out a user interface. It's pretty incredible stuff.
Now, despite all of this incredible power and potential, we've got to be realistic. Gemini 3 Flash is a monumental leap forward, for sure, but it is not a perfect system. There are some known limitations that we really need to be aware of.
For instance, its reliability can start to get a bit shaky when it's dealing with extremely long documents. It can sometimes have visual hallucinations, like insisting a dog has 4 legs even when an image clearly shows 5, because it's trusting its training data over what it can actually see. And its safety filters can sometimes go a little overboard, refusing to answer totally legitimate questions in specialized fields like finance or medicine.
So there's no doubt about it. Gemini 3 Flash is a true paradigm shift. That old compromise between being fast and being smart, it's broken. We now have the tools to build faster, smarter, and more autonomous AI agents than we ever thought possible. And that really leaves us with one big question. Is this the end of human coding and research, or is it the beginning of a powerful new partnership?